Mungu yajibu maombi, maombi, maombi. Mungu yajibu maombi, maombi ya watu wake. Uliza, amini, pokea, shukuru, lingana, ahadi zake, ombi lako litajibiwa. Uliza, amini, pokea, shukuru, lingana, ahadi zake, ombi lako litajibiwa.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Couch Connect, episode 17, titled Impressions. We are live from the city of Toronto, and tonight we're going to be singing beautiful songs and talking about one wonderful thing. Next week is Easter weekend, and so we, just thought of the general subject, that leads to Jesus' death, and as we celebrate his death during Easter weekend. It basically is, betrayal leads up to Jesus' death. So tonight we're just going to be talking about how, impressions have led to betrayal in our lives. And we'll be singing a couple of songs to accompany this. So sit back and enjoy this show and stay blessed as we are bringing this to you guys. May God bless you. Our first request here is, and can it be that I should gain an interest in the Savior's love? Let's go, guys.
And can it be that I should gain an interest in the Savior's blood? Died he for me, who caused his pain, for me who him to death persuade. Amazing love, how can it be that thou, my God, should die for me? Amazing love, how can it be that thou, my God, should die for me? He left his Father's throne above, so free, so infinite his grace, emptied himself of all but love, and bled for Adam's helpless race. 'Tis mercy all immense and free, for oh my God, he found me out. Amazing love, how can it be that thou, my God, should die for me? Long my prison spirit lay, fast bound in sin and nature's night. Thy diffused the quickening ray, awoke the dungeon flame with light. My chains fell off, my heart was free. I rose and willed and followed thee. Amazing love, how can it be that thou, my God, should die for me?
That was beautiful. I want to introduce the guys who are on the show tonight so you guys can get to know them. And we are going to start with the gentleman over there. You can go ahead and introduce yourself to the show so that people can get to know you tonight.
Happy Sabbath. I just want to say I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me and my family. So it's a blessing. My name is Caleb. And,
Sorry.
I'm happy to be here. It's a blessing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's a beautiful man.
Yes.
That's a beautiful name. Man.
Thank you.
Caleb.
Caleb.
A lot of people say it different ways. So
Caleb.
it's Caleb, Caleb. It's any way you want to say it.
Caleb.
It's-
Can I say
but,
Caleb?
yeah. Yeah, you can say that. I like saying Caleb because I have this co-worker from my workplace. He's from Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
So he calls me Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
And the way he says it, just I love the way he says it. So
Oh, great.
I like using it like that, Caleb. So thank you so much for having me.
Nice to be with you on this show tonight, Caleb.
Thank you.
Oh, hi guys, happy Sabbath. So my name is Merceline, but you can call me Mercy. And yeah, thank you, Jeff, for having us tonight.
Fast and quick. Hi guys, my name is Divina Mokua, and I am so happy to be here, Job. Thank you for having us. I know Caleb said having us, like me and the family, but he did not introduce us.
Oh.
But this is my sister Mercy, and then Caleb is my husband. And I hope will be a blessing to you guys tonight.
You guys actually look alike. Eh?
With who?
No,
Mercy?
we don't.
Do we?
No, all of you actually look alike. You know, when people say, how long have you guys been married for? When
We're
people,
on our third year now.
third year, man.
Yeah.
You guys are already looking alike. You know, when people get married,
You're
they start looking
flattering
alike.
Yeah, no, you got to.
But I had like if you're with someone for so long and you get married, you've been married for so long, people start thinking you're like siblings and stuff.
Mhm.
So someone
So are
thought
you
Caleb was
almost-
my brother at some point.
Oh, look at that.
I'm like, yeah, that's my. But well, here we are. But thank you for having us. So yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome, guys. If you just joined us, guys, this is the Couch Connect, episode number 17, titled Impressions. And tonight we'll be talking about betrayal, you know, impressions that lead to betrayal. And, you know, if you have had such, you know, happening to you, you can just write in the comment section and we'll get to hear out your story. So tonight, it's a special night. So we kind of decided to not have a pianist on the show, mostly because the pianist who was going to make it here tonight was not able to due to some inabilities. And so our scriptwriter, Nehash, agreed to share with us some of his instrumentals. So we're going to be playing some of his instrumentals tonight, and we'll be singing the songs that go with those instrumentals. So we may not be taking a lot of requests tonight, but we promise you that next week we'll be taking requests. Actually, I have something special coming up next week because we are having most of the guys who have been on the show so far showing up next week for you know, the Easter get together and, you know, the Easter Couch Connect, and we hope to bless you guys with the music that we will be singing next week.
Amen.
All right, so our first song here is "Come the Fount." Well, this is the second song technically. So "Come the Fount of Every Blessing." Thanks, Nehash, for you know, the instrumentals. We, you know, you are such a blessing. All right. Streams. Streams of mercy, never ceasing.
Call for songs of loudest praise. Teach me ever to adore thee. That's a very high key. I think we
You
might
wanna
have
start
to do
off?
it. We might have to do
Alright.
without the. Call for songs of loudest praise. Teach me ever to adore thee. May I still thy goodness prove. While I hope of endless glory fills my heart with joy and love. I think we should do it without that.
You know what? Here's what we're
I don't
gonna
really
do.
sing high, but this
It's alright. It's alright. Here's what we're gonna do. We can just listen to the song, and we can go actually into our. I'm just gonna turn that down a little bit. And so tonight we're basically talking about impressions that people have had in front of us, and how these impressions have led to our betrayal. And I know that we all have beautiful stories or sad stories of how we've been betrayed by our friends or not our friends.
Yeah.
But I want to ask Caleb.
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Caleb.
Caleb.
So the story actually comes from what basically leads up to Jesus being crucified is betrayal by a wonderful guy by the name of Judas. Judas was one of the best disciples Jesus had because he was a wonderful mathematician.
Yes.
The guy had numbers at the tips of his fingers, and I want to believe that the guys who were working with Jesus, the 12 disciples and other disciples who were probably not among the 12, were impressed by his ability to handle numbers, keep track of the contributions that were coming in.
Accountant, yeah.
He used to keep expenses of, all the food that they were buying, all the charity they were receiving, all the food that they were donating, and all that.
Yes.
But then the guy actually decided to betray Jesus by taking on, a couple of investment. I don't know what he was going to invest in with the $30, the 30 piece of silver. But maybe there's a lot that you could invest with 30 piece of silver back then. I'm not sure about right now.
Yes.
Maybe it's a lot still. But yeah, so and I'm sure it came as a surprise to many of those guys.
Yes.
Yeah, so Caleb, let me hear how you've been betrayed.
My experience, yes. So just a little story. Goes back to 2019, just before I got married. I was planning a wedding. Everything was going good. No issues. We decided to take the wedding back home to Kenya. Because the family said, you gotta take the wedding to Kenya. You gotta the grandmas and the extended family and everybody, right? So like, okay, no problem. So initially the church we wanted to do the wedding, right? You guys, CC17. I believe that's the name, CC17. You guys know the church, right? That's the church we wanted to book and do the wedding. So we spoke to the pastor, and he said, yeah, no problem. You guys could book the day free. Everything was good. We sent the money. They booked the date. There was no issue. So now we're getting ready to go to Kenya. We go to Kenya. Now I'm calling the pastor. I'm like, okay, the church, is everything good? Oh yeah, everything is good, no problem. You got it booked. You can just come and do the wedding. So, funny story. The guy, the pastor that we sent the money to, was actually the best man at my brother's wedding.
Wow.
So and it's a close family friend, right? And so I trusted the guy, like I trust him, because even before I came to Canada, because my dad was a Pathfinder master guide, right? So he used to go around with him all the time. So I knew the guy since I was young, so I trusted the guy 110%, no issue. So we sent him money. He booked the church.
Do we want to say how much money we sent him here?
We don't want to. We could. In Canadian dollars, it wasn't a lot, but back home it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
In Kenyan shillings, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
In Canada, if you say $100,
oh man, even if it's $10, man, that's a lot of money.
That's $100, but back then $100 is a lot of money. So we send him the money. Promise is the church is booked. We have the date. There's no issue. So we got to Kenya. Me and the wife, we got there. Now we're getting ready. Okay, pastor, call him. How's the church? Just to find out that he didn't book the church. Somebody else already booked the church that day.
On the same day. Yeah.
On the same day, we were supposed to do the wedding.
On the day of your wedding.
The day of my wedding, somebody else already booked the church. And now, what I came to realize at the end of the day is that there was miscommunication between that pastor, the friend, and the main pastor of the church. So whoever I sent the money to, the money never got to the church at some point. So the church didn't even know that we were doing a wedding that day. So what we had to do now, we had to book a different venue to do the wedding. So the plan wasn't to do a garden wedding. The plan was to do a church wedding. Because of that, we had to do a garden wedding. That's how we ended up doing a garden wedding. So from that, I'm like, and the fact that it was a pastor doing that to me, that I felt it.
Oh man,
so
impressions.
Yes, I was like, nah. But that's life. You know, you live and learn. But now we're here.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful wedding, beautiful garden wedding.
Yeah, but your wedding was beautiful.
Yeah,
man.
beautiful garden wedding. So, but now we're here.
I just want to add on to his betrayal. You know how they say God makes everything good in his own time.
Yes.
After I seen the church, I was actually grateful that they didn't know. Because the themes of the church colors were nowhere close to mine, and I did not like, you know how like when a bride wants to walk down the aisle, you just want to, you know, I wasn't feeling it. And then when we had to now go and do a garden wedding, and I seen the setup, because I made the deco lead understand the concept, and I seen it, I'm like, you know what, God, thank you so much that they didn't even pay for the church, because I wouldn't have been as excited as I was having that garden wedding. It actually happened in church. So it just turned out to be quite an amazing event in terms of the space where we ended up having it. And I was like, you know what?
It turned out to be a beautiful moment. So like, I'm grateful at the end of the day, because I'm like, you know what? Him doing that gave me a beautiful moment, beautiful experience. And I remember that every single day. So,
look at that.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yes.
His betrayal was my happiness.
Yes.
Well, your betrayal was
exactly.
like you said.
Yes.
Well, yeah, how that impression turned into a betrayal and into happiness eventually. That's amazing.
Moment, yes.
And I'm happy that you guys got to experience that. And I'm sorry that you faced that moment. I'm just wondering here, is it possible that you could probably turn a moment of betrayal into a moment of happiness? Is that possible?
Yes, it is. Trust me, it's possible.
I'm just wondering out loud here, because I know that you probably weren't, that's not what you are expecting.
No,
I mean, your friend, your brother's friend, and by extension your childhood friend, had such a wonderful impression in your heart that you absolutely trusted him. And then, that ended up happening. I'm sorry about that, man.
No, hey. Yeah. Like, trust me, like, I'm not even sad, because at the end of the day, because him doing that, I also now know who he is. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you know. Seriously, that's how you learn, the people close to you. That's how you're like, hey, now I know who job is, right? When something like that happens, is when you know, okay, this is how this is how Divina is, this is how Mercy. That's how you learn, right? Exactly. Now I know next time, don't send him $100.
Yeah.
Right? We could sit down and talk and, eat supper and everything together, but no, don't send him $100. It's like,
you can send him money to book the dinner.
No, don't send him money now.
Yeah, man. How have you been betrayed? This is the Couch Connect episode 17 titled Impressions, and we're talking about betrayal and moments of betrayal leading up to next week's Easter get together by the couple of people who've been on the Couch Connect so far. We're just kind of reminiscing the moments that lead up to Jesus' death, and specifically his betrayal by Judas Iscariot. All right. Our next song here is going to be "This My Father's World," and I'm just putting this together with what Caleb just shared with us, that there are people who are very impressive, and we hope that whatever they are giving us is the impression that they're giving us is who they are gonna be, in the long term. But turns out that that impression actually ends up biting us in the back. But you know what? Even if all this betrayal faces us, man, and we're looking at Caleb's a moment of betrayal, his wedding turned out to be amazing. Turned out to be wonderful. So this next request here is just to remind us that this is our Father's world, and when we face these moments of betrayal, things are going to turn out to be okay eventually, because this is our Father's world.
Amen.
All right. So thanks, Nehash, again for giving us this. This is my Father's world. It's a beautiful song. It's actually one of my favorites. We're gonna try singing it together here for the Couch Connect tonight. Episode 17, people, titled Impressions. This is my Father's world. And as we're listening to this instrumental, just think about the moments when you faced betrayal, and how the fact that this is your Father's world has reminded you, or given you hope that you're gonna face a better tomorrow, even if you were betrayed.
This is my Father's world, and to my listening ears, all nature sings, and round me rings the music of the spheres. This is my Father's world. I rest in the thought of rocks and trees, of skies and seas. His hand the wondrous throne. This is my Father's world. The birds, the carols raise, the morning light, the lilies white, declare their Maker's praise. This is my Father's world. He shines in all that's fair. In the rustling grass I hear him pass. He speaks to me everywhere. This is my Father's world. Oh, let me never forget that though thou seems so strong, God is the ruler yet. This is my Father's world. Why should my heart be sad? The Lord is King, let heavens ring. God reigns, and earth be glad.
I'm just impressed by the words of the that last stanza there, that sometimes the wrong seems often right, the wrong seems often so strong. And I look around me and I see many times how people who are probably doing wrong seem very successful, and this leads me to moments when I have been betrayed. And I just keep thinking about it, man. I've had my own couple, but I want to hear you, about the two of you first before we, we go over here. I think, the two of you guys can share, and I'm going to share, and then we will do our last request, and then we can call it a night, because it's already almost 10:30 p.m. And we said kind of late tonight. Betrayal, guys. I'm sorry for betraying you. I told you that we were going to start the show at 8 p.m.
Yeah, Joe.
But somehow we ended up starting at 10 p.m. and it's my fault, so forgive me. All right. Mercy wants to go first, or Divina wants to go first? All right.
Okay. I mean, mine is nothing compared to Caleb's.
Yes.
But one that I can remember at this moment would be maybe when I was in high school, and I think it was biology class, and then we had a test that was upcoming, and then so the teacher left the test sheet on her desk, and then everyone went and she left it on the desk, and then she left, and then my friend, you know what he did? He went and then started taking pictures of the questions. And then after he came back, and then everyone's like, "Oh my God, send the pictures to everyone so that you can review the questions ahead of time." And then so when she came back, everyone was quiet. And then later on, I was in a different class. I think we had that. After that class was done, I went to a different class. And then I hear my name being called on the PA to come to the science office. And then, so I'm like, okay, that's a new one, because I've never heard my name being called on the PA before. So when I went, and then she says, there's someone who has come forward and said that when I left the room, someone had taken pictures of the test questions, and then that person said that I'm basically the one that asked for the test questions. And then I'm like, well, no, I didn't. I'm not the one who was asking for the questions. I think maybe this was a culture thing. I don't know, because my friend not to shame any Nigerian, but he was Nigerian, and then the group of friends that were asking for the questions were mostly Nigerians, but he was my friend. And then so I was shocked, because of all the people, of all the other Nigerians that were there that were asking for the questions, no one was called to the office but me. And I never asked for the
I want to be Nigerian,
questions.
guys.
So I was like,
I will never get in trouble, if I were Nigerian. Really.
So I was like, this is odd, right? Because how comes? Because we were all it was a group of friends, we all knew each other and everything. But my question is why? And then after it's oh, I'm sorry, but I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. Then if it would have been fair if he called out everyone else, also everyone who else was Nigerian to also come, right? So I was just whatever. I guess at that point I knew.
You were set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, set up.
And the sad part is I never really asked for the questions. I was basically a scapegoat, so whatever.
Did you get punished?
No. No, they don't really punish you, they just talk.
Yeah.
But it was just interesting to see how that situation turned out. And the people that got in trouble, that people who were supposed to actually get in trouble didn't. They got away with it because the person was Nigerian, and then he spared them, and then he put us in the
line of fire.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was a tough one.
Sorry for that experience. Sorry for the betrayal by your friends.
Yeah.
But I can promise you, anytime I've had beautiful experiences, man. Anytime that I'm with a Nigerian, I always have it easy for me, and I love the bravery, man. They have a lot of bravery, and I wish I had half as much bravery as them, because I think I would get far ahead in life if I had that bravery.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Divina, you wanna share your experience here?
Yeah. Well, first of all, my own was not Nigerian, so.
Okay.
But it's funny because when we're speaking of betrayal, it just happens to be around our wedding. So my own is also about the wedding. But you know, like every girl, when they grow up, they already have their whole wedding planned out. They have all these bridesmaids, everybody who's gonna be there. And even when you're talking to your friends,
how do you have
know,
all of them there if you're just growing up?
No, I'm saying, you know, when you grow up, you plan your wedding, right? And then as time goes, you already know who's going to be your bridesmaid the closer it gets to the wedding, right?
Do you plan for the... Do you... So let me ask you, as you are growing older, are you kind of changing your... the idea of who the groom is going to be as you're growing older?
You know, at that point, when you're planning your wedding, you don't know the groom.
Okay.
You just know this is going to be like this, that, and that, and that. And then when the groom comes along, you just fill them in.
But she's blessed that I came along though, right?
It's more like he's blessed because I'm Eve and he's Adam. But
right.
So what happened is when I first came to Canada, I have this set of friends that I met, and they were the very first people actually. And then through them, I also got to meet other friends over here, and we did everything together. The relationships with friends were like this close, where you got to, when you start talking about your wedding and you're thinking about your bridesmaid, these are the people that will come to your mind. And so what happened is, when I got proposed to, they were actually there on my proposal. And when I was making my bridesmaid list, I knew definitely they were going to be there. And they were very supportive. If
we actually had time, we'd want to hear about your proposal, but maybe not today. But I
that was a whole different...
But yeah,
so what happened is, when I made my list of my bridesmaid, they were definitely among the two. And they were very supportive. They were going along with it. We were talking about colors and picking dresses and ordering dresses. And so what happened is, because it was my account I was using to order the bridesmaid dresses, everybody would pay, and then I will pay, and then everybody would send me the money. So closer to my wedding, I already have a certain number of grooms and a certain number of bridesmaids, and those two are in there. And then as it got closer to the wedding, I don't know what happened, but because the second friend, but this first friend that I had, I met the second friend from her, and we all grew closer and blah blah blah. And then as it was getting closer to my wedding, I do not know what happened. One of the friend was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I won't be able to make it to your wedding because your schedule for the wedding does not work out with my boyfriend's schedule." I was like, "Oh." It was a very confusing excuse. I was like, "Oh, interesting." And she was, "Oh yeah, I can't leave him because, you know, I have to stay." And so that was that. But the other one, which kind of hurt me more, was this friend now that I'd known longer than the other one. And mind you, I have ordered the bridesmaid dresses with everybody's sizes. So what happened now is the second one, the closer friend, she had a few issues with someone, but she was staying in a different city. Like she was in Kingston, and she was talking to someone here. And then someone betrayed her over here. And because she couldn't put together who, she said, just because I'm the only friend that's in Toronto that she knows that she was close to, I'm the one who betrayed her. And she went with it. And when she was explaining to me what the betrayal was, it's basically someone talked behind her back and said these things and those things. And I was like, you really think I would say that? With all these things, all these years, I would have said, that's the specific one I want to choose and say. So she texted me and she was upset and she told me, "I wish you luck with your wedding. I'm not going to be part of it." And I said, "Oh, you know what? It's okay. But at least thanks for the support," and things like that. So she was being aggressive and I was being nice, and she wasn't having it. And then one time she called me and she was yelling, and I was like, "Why are you yelling?" And then so what happened is I had to now spend money to return those two bridesmaid dresses. And then I was stressed out because I was like, no, I didn't return them. I had them, and I was stressed out, like, now who's gonna fill in these two spots? We're almost traveling, and telling someone to start spending money and buying, you know how expensive that can be, is not gonna be fair. And then so what happened is, closer to the wedding, Caleb introduced me to two of his friends. I didn't know them before. I got to know them during that period because I was praying together. I was like, you know what? It's already destroyed. It's not going to work. So what happened is, the two friends, that Caleb introduced me to, funny enough, were the two friends who fit into those exact dresses. Both of them. So I met them closer to my wedding. They did know me, but they went all the way out for me. They bought tickets, they bought those dresses from me, they planned everything, and they even made my wedding easier than I was already planning it. And then I traveled with them back home. They were amazing because they were new to the culture. They're not from Kenya. One is from Trinidad, Jamaica. Where is Naki from? One of your friends, I think she's from Barbados, and then the other one is a white friend. And they came with us, and they got in sync with the culture, and everything was working out. And I was looking, I'm like, you know what, maybe this did work out for the best. And then when I came back to Canada, I cut ties with those friends, never talked to them. And then she recently reached out, like late last year, she was like, oh, we need to talk. I was like, how do you not talk to someone for this long and you want to talk to them? So I was like, oh, you know what, sure, when would you like to talk? And then we picked out a time, and then we went to talk, because she told me that she made an excuse not to come to my wedding. That's why because she found out the truth that it wasn't me who betrayed her. So she's like, oh, you know, I wasn't sure, and you're the only person I knew then, and I also just needed an excuse not to come to your wedding. I was like, why?
Oh, wow.
But then after she said that, you know, when you're speechless, you don't know how to tell anybody. We were not able to have a continuous conversation after that. So I was just like, you know what? It's fine that you at least found someone who betrayed you, so you don't leave thinking my long-term friend did this. But then at the same time, it becomes hard to build a relationship with someone after that kind of betrayal. The only thing at least I got to learn is, even when people hurt you, I don't hold grudges. I don't know how to. So even if someone did something bad to me, you will find me sitting and smiling with them, and Caleb will be like, are you sure this is the right way to go about it? But I think God revealed things and made them work out the way they did, in the manner that they happened, and then here I am today. After she said that, I didn't know what to say to her. I've never known what to say back to her, so I just cut off the communication. The other friend, I've never seen her. But the two friends that Caleb introduced me to now happen to be my very closest friends, and they're very amazing. So that was, I think, my greatest betrayal. But then when I look at it, every time it's happened, there's always like a blessing that follows it that's even greater than the betrayal. So, but if you guys are watching me, I love you.
You know, like, I like what you finished with there, because you know, that love keeps flowing. You know, and I'm happy that I'm thankful that you forgave them.
Long time.
And that your heart is now overflowing with love for them. And if you have ever been betrayed by your friend, or you know, by whoever, I'm sure that those are very low moments. I've been betrayed by many friends, but I think I get over those very quickly, and I don't even remember. I don't remember my friends betraying me now, but I'm sure very many of my friends have betrayed me. I, however, remember once upon a time when a stranger betrayed me. I put my trust in that stranger, man. You know, I'm very trusting. He's a very trusting guy. So I'm in the streets. I'm just finished high school, and I had this cheap phone, and there was this guy who showed up on the street walking next to me, and he showed me this expensive phone and told me, you know what, I can sell you this phone, and I can sell it to you for around 50 bucks. I think it was $1,000 phone. The guy was going to sell it to me for 50 bucks, and I was so happy, you know, like, I can take it for 50 bucks, man, any day. I think I had 50 bucks then that was meant to be used for something. But I thought, you know what, since this phone is available, I could spend this 50 bucks on this phone. It would probably serve me for longer, and then I can look for 50 bucks to do whatever I was going to do with at another time. So the guy suddenly changes up on me, and it's like, I actually said 70 bucks, but I told him, you know what, all I have is this 50 bucks, you take it, and then we'll be good. And he was like, no, I can't take that. Do you have another phone? I was like, yeah, I have another phone. I have this cheap phone, so I can give you the 50 bucks plus this cheap phone, and then you can give me, that phone. And he was like, "Are you?" He was like, in order to convince me, he actually gave me the phone to test it out. So I put in my SIM card, and it was working. I even called a friend of mine. I was like, "Hey man, how you doing? I'm just talking to this guy here. I'm gonna buy this phone, and yeah, I'm gonna see you later." So we are cool. So I am ready now to take the phone. So I keep the phone in my pocket since all he needs is $50, right?
Yeah.
And the guy chased me. He was like, "You're a thief. You stole my phone. So give me back the phone. Give me back the phone."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh no, I'm not a thief, man. Hey, here, have your phone.
Yeah.
You gotta give me the money first before I can give you your phone. Before I can give you the phone." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I give him the $50.
Yeah.
And then he gave him the phone, and he's like, keep the phone in your pocket. This city is very crooked. That phone can get stolen, So when I go out and keep the phone in my pocket, and I give him the $50, and he starts walking away.
Yeah.
And as he's walking away, I remember, I'm very honest. Hey, man, you didn't even take the other phone. So hey, man, you forgot the other phone.
Oh no.
So he comes like, "Oh yeah, give me the phone." So I give him my older phone, my cheap phone,
plus
the $50. And then at that moment, as he's walking away, I just felt like, man, I think I just got conned.
Wow.
And I put my trust in this guy. He was very impressive, sweet tongue, beautiful tongue.
Yeah.
And I walked, and I was very stupid, man. I walk all the time on the street with my phone, and I never keep it in the pocket. So why do I keep the phone in the pocket just because this guy told me to keep the phone in my pocket, right? But anyway, so I reach into my pocket and take out the phone. And at that very moment, I was like, man, this is not the phone that I tested. And when I looked at it, man, it was just this, the phone case, like the case of a phone. So like imagine your iPhone, so the case of a phone, and it had like coins inside to make it heavy. They were like glued inside. Man, I felt so stupid. I think that's one of the worst betrayals I've ever faced, man. And you've probably faced moments like this in your life. Of course, I forgave that guy, and I hope the $50 helped him. Probably bought a Bible and is reading it. I don't know. But I know that you've probably been betrayed before, and maybe by a stranger or by your friend. But I also think that these moments of betrayal go a long way in training us and making us better people. Because when I listen to Caleb's story, when I listen to Mercy's story, to Divina's story, all of these stories have taught something about your friends, and they've made you smart in life. Now I know that I will never buy a phone on the street or anything else on the phone for that on the street for that matter. Just because I got beat once, I don't want to get beaten again. If you just joined us, guys, or if you've been watching us, this is the Couch Connect. This has been episode 17. Today has been a special episode leading up to next week's show. We are having an Easter show next week. It's going to have all the guys who've been in the Couch Connect, most of the guys who've been in the Couch Connect so far. And we hope that you're going to be blessed next week. We've been talking about betrayal tonight, and the focus of this betrayal has been betrayal in our lives, but it leads from Jesus's betrayal by Judas. We are gonna try sing our final song here tonight, and then we'll call it tonight. Our final song tonight is
Just as I am.
Just as I am. Okay. I'm not sure I can play that on the guitar though. I'm not sure I can chord it. I'm not a wonderful guitar player. I just try. Our pianist for tonight was not able to make it, so I'm stepping in for tonight's instrumentalist. Let's go.
Just as I am, without one plea, but thou thy blood was shed for me, and thou the beast may come to thee, O Lamb of God, I thee, whose blood can cleanse, is poured, O Lamb of God, I come, just as I am, the tossed about with men a conflict, men a doubt, fightings within and fears without, O Lamb of God, I come, just as I am, poor, wretched and blind, sight reaches healing of the mind, all I need in thee to find, O Lamb of God, I come, just as I am, the will receive, will welcome, pardon, cleanse, relieve, because thy promise I believe, O Lamb of God, I come, just as I am, the love I own has broken every barrier down, now to be thine and thine alone, O Lamb of God, I come,
Guys, this has been the Couch Connect episode number 17, titled Impressions. We were talking about betrayal leading up to Jesus' death. Next week we are having an Easter get-together for the guys who've been on the Couch Connect so far. So we hope to see you there on the Couch Connect next week. And if you've been betrayed, guys, we hope that us sharing our stories tonight has probably spoken to you, and you've probably seen something positive out of the betrayal that you faced. This has been the Couch Connect, and till next week, adios, people.
Bye.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.